Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we're talking about microfiber, okay? And we're talking about a bargain. So, Paragon, seamless, terry or fleece microfiber towels. There's two types, terry or fleece. They're both the same price. They come in a pack of 36 and they cost £23.94 including VAT, which works out around 66p a towel. The towels are 40 by 40, you can get them in yellow and grey. They last for 300 washes. I couldn't find the GSM or the blend ratio, whether it's like an 80-20 or a 70-30 polyester to polyamide thing. So I'm going to assume it's probably an 80-20. GSM looks to me to be around about sort of the 300 mark, I think. Just guessing. I could weigh it all and then convert it and all that, but it looks to be about 300 GSM towel to me. Now, here I have the fleece ones. What's the difference between the terries and the fleece? Well, the fleece is a softer material like you'd find on a fleece jacket. You know, it's a softer, thinner kind of weave on the microfiber, more absorbent. You could say that a fleece towel is probably really best for kind of paintwork because it's soft and perhaps the most absorbent type of microfiber. It's the same on both sides, so it's that split pile microfiber where it's loads of strands. The terry cloth will probably be more like a closed loop, okay? So perhaps the terry cloth is more suitable for all sorts of general purpose stuff. You use it as paintwork towel, but when you're wiping it over things on the interior, you're going to get less fluff. And you could work the towel harder. You know, you wouldn't be doing heavy scrubbing with a fleece towel. So I'll just demo this towel. And I've got three different things to demo it on. This is like the Geon Primer polish, which is a finishing polish. So we'll just buff that over. And this is dried, so it's quite stiff. So this towel is really perfect for just buffing off kind of polish like that. You know, that's, the pickup on it's really good. And because it's quite dense, don't worry about that, that's the polish. Because it's quite a dense towel, you know, you can use it for a bit longer before you have to flip sides and all that sort of stuff. And because it's quite a dense towel, you get, once you've got it folded four ways like that, you always pinch the open edge where you've got the four corners to hold it in. Because it's quite soft and you've got four layers, you get a nice pillowing effect. So you're not, with a thin towel, putting too much pressure down on the paintwork. So just little things like that. You can use it and then flip sides over to a clean side. We just buffed off a wax here, so that was the wax, and it just, you know, it just picks it up. And this is a heavy compound. This is the Rupes one, which is really coarse, and the coarse compounds are a bit harder to buff typically. But a good towel, so it's just biting into it a little bit more when I try and buff that, but it's just picked it up off the surface really, really well. So these are, for me, these are paintwork only kind of towels. You could use them for ceramic coating, buffing, and then relegate them. You can use them with detail sprays, all that sort of stuff. But if you're a real into your microfiber, like I've said, the key thing is that softness is nice when you're really worried about the surface. So a paintwork towel. So don't get them if you want the general purpose. Go for the terry. The terries I've used as well. They got them over, they had a pack of them over at Wax is Dead. And I thought they were just brilliant for the price. So you got all the information there. Now, that price at 66p a towel is competing with the Kirkland Costco's that also come in a pack of 36, but cost, I think, typically a little bit less than £23.94. I think they were about 20 quid like a few years ago when I reviewed them. So these towels look like they're out there to compete with the Kirkland Costco. So what aren't you getting with this towel? You know, because when you look at it on the surface, you think, wow, this is an absolute bargain. Like, don't worry about that blue line, that's just polish. But you can see, like, it's a really nice, soft, good quality cloth. And they're normally more expensive than this. I believe this towel will be Chinese made as well, as opposed to Korean made. And you won't get the Korean one at that price. So what's the payoff with getting cheaper microfiber? Well, the first thing that I can say is typically with a cheaper microfiber towel, it won't last as long and stay as soft as a really high polyamide microfiber towel from Korea or even China, a higher quality one, typically might last longer. So you might notice that, like with the Costco's, you might notice when you get them out of the pack, you notice they're a bit thicker than other microfiber towels, and they feel lovely, but they might go stiffer a bit quicker than really expensive kind of top drawer microfiber. Maybe that's the case with these as well. Don't know until I've used them for about a year, you know, and they've gone through all these different wash cycles. What I can say as well, the cut quality isn't premium. So if you follow the edge, you can see it's just a little bit jagged here. Then up here, there's a sort of chunk missing out of that. So someone sneezed while they were cutting that. Been done on the machine. And there's little bits on the edges from where it's been cut, you know, and the bits come off. What's the rest of the pack like? Let's have a look at this, because I haven't pulled these out. So if I look at the next one down, it's actually a little bit better, but yeah, still little frayed edges and stuff. So you probably get some fluff off of the corners. But the towel seems to, once you put that 4-way fold on it and you get that pinch down, seems to hold its shape well. The terry will hold its shape even better, so that when you're buffing on it, it's not like balling up on you. Okay, so they're not the most highest quality cloths on the market, but typically for an open pile cloth like this that's a higher quality, you'll pay normally about £2 to £3, I think. So it's a really good price, and if the payoff is just that the cut quality isn't quite as good, then I could probably live with that, you know. So that's really important. What is the difference between all this kind of detailing microfiber and just your normal kind of microfiber that you get when you go into hardware stores or retail outlets where they just sell you a pack of microfiber? Well, most of the time that microfiber is very thin and it's low, so it's low GSM, it's low grams per square meter, so it's relative amount of microfiber. It's less dense basically, and you'll feel it. It's kind of those towels are floppy and there's less material in them. They still work, but you get less cushioning, less absorption, and typically those microfiber towels stiffen up more over wash cycles than really good quality ones with the higher polyamide, in my opinion. Just looking, I just saw a little footprint of polish that I missed. So let's just give that a little buff there. So that's why getting automotive microfiber is better than going and just buying normal microfibers in a hardware store most of the time. You sometimes see deals for microfiber where it appears to be very thick and fluffy, and very cheap. What you've got to look out for when you see that is that can feel a bit more wiry and not soft, and that can be 90% polyester, 10% polyamide microfiber, which is good for dusting, but it's not good for absorbing products. It doesn't have enough polyamide, so it's quite wiry, especially after you wash it. So watch out for very cheap, fluffy microfiber in, you know, certain hardware stores and stuff like that. I've seen it around, actually, you know, like in those discount stores and stuff, and it's not good, and it's not suitable for automotive applications. You try and buff off a thick polish, it will just leave loads of it behind, so don't go for those. I'm going to say this, so over the years, I should have said this only once, over the years I've sort of become a little bit less fussy on microfiber. But although you wouldn't think it, but from my point of view, I remember, like, you know, when I started the channel, I was really into it and getting all the different cloths and really going mad and looking at them all and all that sort of stuff. Nowadays, I have my terry cloths, which these will be very similar to what the Paragon terries will be like. You know, in fact, they are. These are slightly thicker and slightly softer, I'd imagine. These are very old now, but they're still going strong. I have the open pile stuff, which is probably thicker. That's Korean, actually, from into detailing. It's thicker, got more material in it than these Paragon ones, but they're about £1.65, and they're about as cheap as you can get for Korean ones, or they're probably more than that now. I have some drying towels, and I use the drying loop ones, and I have glass towels. These are Rag Company waffles, and Got a pile of those black diamond ones there. Noodle mitts, sponge applicators and microfiber applicators and buffing pads. So, would I buy these? So for me, I tell you what, if I was in the trade, I would I'm pretty sure I would buy these. I'm pretty sure I'd buy these because you just plough through them, and you won't, at that sort of cost, you won't be too upset if you decimate them, and they do get decimated. But my recommendation, perhaps, if you want less towels and a non-paintwork towel, is to go for the seamless terry. I'll link both the seamless terry and the seamless fleece in there, so you make sure you're getting the right towel. It's from Paragon. I think it's the only place you can buy it. Yeah, for the price, very good. Not the highest quality microfiber that money can buy, but the highest quality microfiber that you can get for 66p a cloth, which is very, very cheap. You have to pay delivery, I think, of like a £5, so it can put the price up. But then if you get like, you know, 5 packs or something, you get 10% discount on that, which offsets the delivery. So you can even lower that cost per unit if you're buying tons of them. Yeah, really good actually, guys. So I'll just plough my way through these. I'll use them for testing. I'll use them for all sorts. And they'll come in really, really handy. And that's it's something that's worth telling you about. That it's worth telling you about things like that. Go and have a look, see what you think. Some of you will say, well, these ones are better, and you don't mind paying the money. Other people will love these. I think they'll sell an absolute ton of them. But yeah, the terries would be the way to go for me nowadays, I think, because it's just a more versatile towel than these soft ones. But yeah, for polish removal and wax removal, these are absolutely ideal. Let's just bring you right in so you can actually get a feel. You can actually get a feel for that. There we go. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Doug.